Good afternoon. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome back to my live session. If you're tuning into my channel for the first time, my name is Peace and I remain your favorite sociologist. On this channel, I bring you frank talks about the society and you. And this live session is engineered by what's going on around us right now. It was yesterday I just opened my social media and I saw Two-Face posting that he's getting a divorce from his wife. And honestly, I am not the wife. Oh. I am not in any way related to them. But I became pained. I became pained on her behalf. Now I can't even explain why I'm so pained about about him announcing their divorce. Probably because we already love them so much in the society and we love them together. So now the news of their splitting or the news of them going through a rough phase in their marriage is has become a public concern for all of us because of course we are the online in-laws and marriage is a beautiful thing and we honestly wish for them to be together. But diving deeper into this whole thing, right? I'm actually feeling sorry for Annie as a person. I'm feeling sorry for Annie because as a woman, not now, back in the days, right, when we were younger, back in the days, we had this mindset that you need to sacrifice your whole life as a woman to support a man. That you need to sacrifice your whole life as a woman to support a man. Hello, Sadia. Oh, thanks for joining. Please kindly double tap on the screen to like this video. Sadia says, hello, my beautiful sister. How are you, guys? I'm fine, thank you, Sadia. I'm just feeling a little sad about the news or the bombshell that Two-Face dropped on social media. Just feeling a little down about it. It's none of my business. It's not my concern. I am not related to them, but they are just people we love. They are people we love, and they are people we love to see together. Right? So that's why I'm just talking about it. That's why I want to talk about it because the truth of the matter is marriage is not easy. Firstly, marriage on its own as an institution is not easy. Now, talk more of even being married as a celebrity. Marriage as an institution on its own is not easy. You have ups and downs, you have a lot of things going on in marriage. For a marriage to work successfully, there has to be lots of sacrifices, lots of compromises, lots of ups and downs, breakups and coming back and stuff like that. And this Two-Face marriage and Annie's marriage in particular has been characterized with all those ups and downs, and they successfully went through it. They've gone through these ups and downs through the years to this point. They've faced every phase of their life, all the struggles, all the trials, all the challenges that life has thrown at their marriages to this point. And it's just shocking. It's very shocking to hear Two-Face announcing that they'll be separating. Honestly, because I honestly love to see them together. Now, so many people, the society, now, if they were even going through a process or if they were even going through a challenging moment quietly and gently now, the society now are now going, people are already beginning to take sides on social media. People are beginning to side the wife, people are beginning to side the husband, and they're already taking sides, and these sides are going to begin to spill out things, some issues that have been going on in the marriages that probably they must have trashed in the past, and those things are going to reoccur, and it's going to fuel up this process. and make it even more painful and more devastating for them as celebrities. Because normal husband and wife marriage quarrels, normal husband and wife divorce struggles is a painful process. Normal husband and wife, in fact, just simple quarreling and keeping malice is a painful process, let alone having to go through separation and divorce as private individuals now. Is a very painful and a very stressful process. Now imagine them having to now do this publicly. The trauma, the mental stress, it's going to be a very, very big one, and it's going to tell so heavily on the both of them. Now, truth be told, both parties have sacrificed greatly for this marriage. But in my opinion, I'm feeling like the woman has sacrificed even more in this marriage, because to a large extent she was just there supporting the man, supporting Two-Face. She gave up herself, she gave up her dreams, she gave up her ambitions, she gave up her future to support the man. And now I am wondering, at this point now that they are both going their separate ways, how is she going to feel? Imagine the regrets that will be streaming out of her because of the years that she has invested in the marriage and the sacrifices she has made on her part, giving up herself, giving up her life to make sure this marriage works. Because the truth of the matter is, if you look at it very well, Two-Face is a public figure, right? And as a man that has money in our society, women would naturally want to be with him. Women would naturally want to be with him. And these women have been their constant source of problems and troubles and quarrels and fighting. Leaving aside the quarrels that we don't know about, right? And through it all, Annie chose to stay with him, despite the challenges that she knew she was going to face as a person. And in staying with him, she wasn't even wise enough to be building herself or building her own brand by the side. So my worry now is, at this point where this man is filing for a divorce, he wants to leave her. What is going to become of her? How is she going to cope? How is she going to survive? Because so far so good, she has sacrificed so much for this man, standing by him, doing things. And I just finished watching a video that Daddy Freeze made of how somebody was saying that Annie started with Two-Face since when she was 15. So imagine that since when she was 15, she gave up herself just because she loved this man. She forgot to pursue her dreams. Did she forget? She sacrificed her dreams. Anything she had, she would use it to try to push Two-Face, to make sure Two-Face rises, just because she loved him. Right? And this is happening now. It's sad for me. It's sad for me because the marriage is a beautiful thing. I wish and I hope that they'll be able to resolve their differences and come together. But in a situation where it has gotten to a point where they cannot come back together, because it's better for the both of them to stay alive and be alive and take care of their kids than for the both of them to try to force things, and before you know it, you hear that one person has spied one person. I'll give you people an example. The case of Osinachi, the gospel singer, the Dunamis gospel singer. Nobody knew she was going through all of that. And of course, because she was a public figure, societal pressure compelled her to stay. even when she knew she was being abused in that marriage. She couldn't even open up her mouth to say anything to anybody. Right? And as information would have it, that she was even the breadwinner in the family. But because of societal pressure, she chose to stay back. And at the end of the day, she cried in the process. Right? And probably that is what Annie has been looking at through the years, because from the Daddy Freeze live session that I just went to watch, or that I'm just coming from, he the one of the guests there was saying that Annie has sacrificed so much for Two-Face. Annie has sacrificed a whole lot, just too much. So probably it would have been the sacrifices that she has made over the years that would have made her say she wants to continue staying to build this home, right? But right now, at the same time, there are speculations online that she is also in a rehab home. And I want to ask a question. If you are with a man and things are not going well, you've tried your possible best. You've tried. This thing is affecting you physically. It's draining you emotionally. It's draining you mentally. Don't you think it is wise for you to move away for the sake of peace and for your mental health? Because right now, if it is true that she is in rehab, then it's a very pathetic situation and condition for her. It is a very pathetic and a sorry state for her. Because why would she allow herself get to that point? Why would she allow herself get to that point? This marriage is sweet, is beautiful, is good, but it's not a do or die thing. At the point where she saw that, the marriage was going towards this direction, or the marriage was becoming too toxic for her, she should have just left with her mental health intact. Because if she is in rehab right now, then the situation is probably very, 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 very bad. And imagine her husband leaving her now that she needs him the most. Imagine her husband choosing to leave her now that she is in rehab and she needs him the most. Because there are certain conditions that just having your loved ones around you helps you heal faster. And what would have even pushed her? What would have pushed her to the point of being in rehab? Imagine what she would have been going through in that marriage. And why is it now that she is in rehab that he's choosing to move away from her? Why? Because this is probably supposed to be his own turn or his own time to sacrifice for her, to stand by her and support her. Because the truth of the matter is, there is no marriage that is without struggle. There is no marriage that is without problems. And you even have those problems multiplied by 10 million if you are a public figure. Imagine that you are with a man that doesn't even have anything, and you're still fighting infidelity and cheating. So now imagine that you are with a celebrity, a public figure. That you are going to fight infidelity raised to power 10 million because everybody wants him. Right? So now, my people, I need your honest opinion on this matter. Do you people think that Annie gave up too much of her dreams to support her husband? And what lesson do you people actually think you have picked from this Annie and innocent Idibia's relationship matter? Because in my opinion, I am thinking that while she was trying to support him, to grow him, she should have also been focused on herself. She shouldn't have channeled her 100% focus to just growing him. She should have focused on herself also. Give herself a little attention. At this point right now, where they are probably going to go to their probably going to go their separate paths, at least she would have had something of her own to fall back on, right? Because at this point, it's looking like she doesn't even have anything to her name, apart from probably maybe whatever is going to come out to her from the divorce, right? Right now, it's looking like she doesn't have anything at all to fall back, and maybe this is even what has pushed her. She has thought about it so much. Of course, as couples, they would have been dragging forth and back about the divorce thing and so on, right? And probably this is what has even pushed her to the rehab, because she would have been thinking, how am I going to survive? How will I start? How will I cope in the society? And of course, we live in a society where though we are gradually progressing to that point where people are beginning to see divorce as normal, but in the African society, we still see divorce as a no-no. And it is even more stressful, or more, it's even more it's more difficult. In the case of a divorce, it's even more difficult for the woman in the society, because of course the man can just easily move on with his life, look for another woman, and he's good. Now the stigma now will be on the woman. You hear people calling her after this, after four, after two, after three, mother of this, mother of that, and it becomes a problem for her to even form or forge another relationship. But my question right now is, at the point where she was supporting her husband, trying to build him, trying to build his dream, trying to build the home, why didn't she try? Because she's also a very intelligent person. Why didn't she try, even if she wanted to build a business, and then use her husband's fame to grow her brand? She would have, at this point where they are divorcing, she would have been doing extremely well. She wouldn't be so affected. She wouldn't be so affected by the harshness or the reality of the divorce. Because if you look at its in-depth reality, apart from probably what the court is going to assign for her or assign to her, she's almost leaving this marriage with nothing to her name. She's almost going to leave this marriage with nothing to her name, which is a different kind of trauma on its own. A different kind of trauma entirely. I am not here to try to apportion blame to anyone, because last in a husband and wife matter, you cannot say one party is right and one party is wrong. Because in marriages, both parties have to sacrifice. Sometimes one party sacrifices much more than the other party. True. Sometimes it is one party that has been there, that has been trying to sustain the marriage and keep it going. Even in relationships, sometimes it is one party that has been there, working so hard to sustain the relationship and keep it going. And at the point where that party becomes tired, you just say that things will fall apart. So guys, in this Two-Face and Annie's divorce saga, I still sincerely and honestly pray that they'll be able to resolve things amicably, and I hope they'll come back together, because we actually do love them together. We love to see them together. I'm already feeling very, very, very bad since after that news came up on social media, and at the point where Two-Face say where someone posted that his account was hacked, I was happy, and then Two-Face came out to make this live, to make this video that he said what he said, and that one even broke me much more. That one even broke me much more. But if they both feel they've gotten to the point where they cannot be reconciled, I am of the opinion that it is better for them to go their separate ways and stay alive for their children, because last who buy nine lose, right? Instead of them to stay in the marriage and then begin to emit toxicity and negativity and too much fightings on each other, that one is also going to affect the children in a different way, right? But this is my advice now to us as women. Yes, we hope, we long, we wish to be in marriages. And marriage is not a child's play. Marriage is tough. Marriage is sacrifice. Marriage is compromise. Some people will say marriage, they want to go into marriage 50-50. I've never seen or heard that people were contributing 50-50 in a marriage. Sometimes the effort would be 70-30. Sometimes the effort will be 50-50. Sometimes the effort will be 60-40. It dwindles. It dwindles. It dwindles. And for those of you that have been able to keep the sacrifice going, being selfless in your marriage, trying to adjust to please your partners, trying to change your lifestyles, trying to sacrifice one thing or the other just to make sure that your marriage works, I say a big thumbs up and a big kudos to you, and I pray that your marriages will continue to last, because marriage is a beautiful thing. Marriage is a beautiful thing. But this beauty has to be fueled with lots of sacrifices and compromises. Once you begin to want it to be just your way, you have lost it in your marriage. And once you begin to want to try to force the other person to do things your own way, you have lost it in the marriage. This is even for just ordinary everyday people. So imagine how the problem now has amplified to times 10 million for celebrities. It's not easy for them, actually. It is not easy for them. Because at this point, there is money. So money is not the problem. The sacrifices, the compromises, and the understanding is the problem here now. And please, for our ladies, as we try to go into marriage, as we try to begin to build our new families, yes, it is beautiful to support your man, to build your man. But please don't forget to build yourself also. Don't forget to build yourself also as a woman. Very, very important. Very, very, very important. So that tomorrow, if certain things happen, you can stand on your own. Because right now, I'm even beginning to think it is probably this the thought of how she's going to have to survive on her own or stand on her own, or even begin to build a brand right now, or she thinks about all the sacrifices or all the years she has wasted, and it's driving her nuts. And probably that's why she's in a rehab. Because I can hear so many people that are close to them coming up to say things, saying how much she has been sacrificing since when she was 15. Since when she was 15. It's a sad place. It's a sad place, and I feel sorry for her. I also feel sorry for her husband, and I feel sorry for the children, because this is going to be a different kind of trauma and heartbreak for the children they have already. That is another matter on its own. Because the truth of the matter is, while parents are fighting for divorce, the children are actually silently praying and hoping and wishing that things and that the matters will be resolved among their parents, for their parents to come back. Okay, let me take a few comments. Sadia Abdul says, my dear, Sadia, I'm feeling very, very sorry for Annie right now. I'm feeling sorry for her because, in our society, the stigma rests on the woman, right? The man can just easily stand up, walk into the streets, picks any other woman he wants, and he's good to go. In fact, at this point, self, women will even be running towards him. At this point, if Two Face just walks on, the women will be running after him. And they'll be like, oh, thank God, though. But it's a different story entirely for the woman. It's a different story entirely for the woman. So I'm just feeling sorry for her because it's not going to be easy for her. It's not going to be easy for her at all. Anthony says hi. Um, Gregory says good morning. Um, I am Empath says, are you Kenyan? No, I'm not Kenyan. I'm Nigerian. Oh, I am Empath says I am Somali. Okay, all right. How is Somali? Thanks for joining. Sadia Abdul, my sister, well said. She should have been doing something for herself. Honestly, it's a mistake. It is a mistake that she made, and I don't know if she didn't have people around her that would have advised her. Because if Annie had decided to start up a brand, right? Start up something. If she would have blown, she would have blown. Like she would have so blown, and she would have been great. She would have been standing on her own, and she would have been controlling millions and billions of dollars through her husband's fame. But I don't know why she got so comfortable. And this is, I would like Chioma Davido to also learn from this Annie's to learn a lesson from Annie and Two Face relationship. She shouldn't be comfortable with just sitting down. She should start her brand now and start it and begin to work on it. She shouldn't be okay with just following her husband around. Yes, we don't pray for bad things to happen, but sometimes these things happen. Nobody prays for something bad to happen. And that is why I applaud Regina Daniels. Yes, she's married to a billionaire. Can you see that she started a brand for herself? She has a clothing brand. She has a clothing brand, and that brand is doing so well. Where she makes different styles, different designs of clothes from her factory, and she sells them. So in case of tomorrow, she's already building herself up. She's building herself up so well that should anything happen, she will not be shaken. Okay, yes, she may probably be shaken, but should still be good. Like it should not look like she has lost years of her life. So please, guys, this one is my advice to women. Oh. This one is my advice to women. No matter how rich your husband is, or no matter how comfortable you are with your husband, please try and build yourself up. Try and build your finances up. Try as much as you can for your own sake, for your own security, and for your own future. Because nobody knows tomorrow. Nobody knows tomorrow, and marriage is a two-way thing. You cannot say you are going to be the only one that is going to be sacrificing in the marriage to sustain it. If the other party is not agreeing, no matter how much you want to sacrifice, it will not work. Things will not work. And that is just the truth. If the other party is not agreeing, no matter how much you choose to sacrifice, things will not work. Okay, so Michael Knight says marriage is worth all the sacrifices. Yes, Michael, I agree with you that marriage is worth all the sacrifices. But while you are doing the sacrifices as a woman, please don't forget to build yourself up by the side. Strike a balance. Don't give up your entire life to be in a marriage. Because the truth of the matter is, by the time the man and the woman comes together, men don't give up their lives to be in the marriage. They continue pursuing their dreams and their goals. They don't stop. They continue pursuing their dreams and their goals. So why is it then that when women now come into marriage, they just stop, they give up on themselves, and they forget to pursue their dreams and their goals? And when situations like this come up, they are left stranded in life. They are left with so much regret, so much pain, because they turn around, they look at how far they would have come if they had not given up on themselves, or if they had not chosen to sacrifice their future. And you just see them in a very pathetic state, because probably this is why divorce really affects some women so much. Anyway, I still pray and I hope. Aaron Jones says, good morning. Good morning, Aaron. Thanks for joining. I still pray and I hope that they'll be able to resolve things. But if things have broken down irreparably, then it's better for them to just go their separate ways and stay alive for themselves and for their children. Okay, guys, thank you very much for staying with me. This is just a little piece I wanted to drop here. See you guys in my next live session. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Bye, guys. I love you. Bye.